Welcome to Mustang Stadium on the campus of Stevenson University in Owings Mills, Maryland. I'm Dave McHugh for D3report.com, and this is my D3 report. Delaware Valley was able to get its first victory of the season today, defeating Stevenson 34-10 in a game that the Aggies controlled from the very beginning. Stevenson threw interceptions on its very first two possessions, allowing the Aggies to then convert those into touchdowns on offense. The Aggies got up 21-0 before Stevenson was able to tack on a field goal in the second quarter. Delaware Valley would actually lead 34-3 until late in the ball game. For Delaware Valley, they were led by rusher Alquan Jones, who had 92 yards on 16 carries. Much of that, though, late in the game. Kyle Schubert had 51 yards, I should say, on 15 carries. Aaron Willman, the top quarterback of the game, threw for over 200 yards. He had 212 on 17 of 25. His longest was 41 yards, but he threw for 3 touchdowns. On the other side, well, I should say receiving, Chris Ruiz had 111 yards on 8 catches, 2 for touchdowns, including a long of 41. Schubert also had a touchdown through the air at 29 yards. For Stevenson, their leading runner, KK Smith, third straight game he's run for more than 100 yards, broke the school record today with 170 yards. The longest was a 21, and certainly helped this team move down the field, especially late in the game. He was kind of shut out early by the Aggies, but was able to get on track in the second quarter and certainly played pretty well in the second half. Anthony Reed, passing-wise, struggled. He was 3 for 9 for just 4 yards through the air. Gasparovic, who came in late in the game, was 2 for 2 for 10 yards, including the only touchdown to Stevenson when he hit Anthony Smith for a couple-yard gain, who fought into the end zone for the touchdown. By the way, KK Smith also had 5 yards of catching on 2 catches. For Delaware Valley, they certainly looked like the Aggies of old, playing very well on all sides of the ball and dominating on the line. Stevenson struggled to control the line of scrimmage and had some trouble with blocking until about midway through the third quarter. For Delaware Valley, they certainly controlled the total yards. They had 432 yards on 73 plays, 220 rushing, 212 passing, so certainly very even there. For Stevenson, only 213 total yards of offense, 199 on the ground, and as we mentioned, 14 yards through the air. Time of possession, though, interestingly enough, rather equal, as Delaware Valley had 31-23 and Stevenson 28-27. Again, Delaware Valley gets their first victory of the season with this win against Stevenson. They will host FDU Florham in their second game in the MAC Conference, or I should say third game in the MAC Conference next week. Stevenson, on the other hand, will then host Lebanon Valley back here at Mustang Stadium next week as well. Stevenson still looking for their first victory of the 2012 season. I'm Dave McHugh, and I hope to see this D3 report on D3football.com.